back again, and the party has killed a couple demonically tainted fire creatures of mysterious origin in and around Amber's Peak, but in the midst of fighting, they lost Corlin McPike, who was wielding some blood magic that was beyond his ability to harness, and he ended up going insane, and he ended up inadvertently killing himself.
But he was successful until then, right?
He did pretty
his
good
spell.
until then. But then he met his end, and so and the rest of the party is beat up but not broken, but definitely took a few licks, and so we'll say, what does so we'll just say Corlin just hit himself in the head and died after, and you guys finished off the eagle, that demonic eagle, and killed it, and now you're all still breathing hard and heavy, exhausted and worn out, and we cut right to that, and the three of you all look over and see that Corland is lying in a heap on the ground with half of his head stove, this side of his head stove in, dead, bleeding out of his skull, just completely lifeless. Garrick, what do you do?
I want to run over there and see if I can try to help him, but pretty quickly I come to and like figure out that I can't. I'm just like taking it in. I'm like, no. And yeah. Then after about 30 seconds of that, I just want to start looting him. Take his gear. No, just kidding. I think we already did that, right?
I think.
Kind of, yeah. What does Dira do?
No.
Yeah.
She smiles. Does Dira have any reaction to Corlin dying?
No, she just goes straight for the eagle to see if she can scavenge for anything.
Okay. Marcus?
Dira, take some time and respect. No, just kidding.
Just stand over Corlin. Poor little bugger.
Bugger.
Never liked that guy.
He went mental. He went metal. However they would say it. Yeah.
Bound to happen sooner or later. I don't know if I have any gear or something that I could like. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little water on him. Like, may he travel to the other world in peace. I don't know.
Well, I put a headstone marker on the map to signify that, just for later on to reminisce on when he died. But do you guys want to?
Is there?
Do you guys want to bury him officially and like have a little service or anything, or what do you want to do with? Do we do anything with Corlin's body other than loot him?
Do we do we see any like more tracks? Because
yeah, if
there's more of these.
You don't see any more animal. If you recall, there was a big scrum of human footprints, animal tracks, and it ended up that you guys were being stalked and ambushed by these animals that tried to kill you, but they failed and you defeated them. And then, if you recall, after the bloodbath was settled and you guys are seeing Corlin on the ground dead, you do see a lone set of footprints, human footprints, heading south. And that's where we ended it last time. So you do see a set that you can follow continuing south.
Okay. Well, in that case, we have time. We could.
Yeah, we could bury him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some stones or something around the area that we can gather up some stones and.
Well,
So
Beansley's from the same town as us. Did he have family?
It's a great question, Corlin. Did Corlin have family back in Towan Village?
No. He his parents died at a young age, and like a sorcerer's guild or something took him in. That's where he started learning his blood magic.
No
Okay.
girlfriend.
No family. Yeah.
Anything hot and heavy? No.
Okay. Yeah, so and there's you all recall, and No, Corlin was kind of a loner, and he didn't really have anything to
I'm
him.
gonna go as far to say as a loner.
Well,
Just kidding. Yeah.
a loner in love, no family.
If I don't know, we could take his staff, and if we ever go back home, we could put that as a symbol for him.
Okay.
You know, the staff would be next to his parents.
Okay, I like that. So do we want to say staff? I'll rename this. So I renamed it Corlin staff, and I'll put it on I'll say we loaded up into onto Jag.
If we need to borrow it before we get back home and whoop some ass of somebody.
Yeah. So it's called
Sure,
so it's called Corlin staff, and the only other item he had on him, well, he had food, water, and torches, and he had just a cloak, which doesn't confer any kind of armor bonus at all. It's just, like a wizard's robe. And he had 9 copper on him. So do you want to? So who wants? Do any of you guys have room to carry the? Not to get like bogged down in like the minutia, but does any of you want to carry some torches here?
Does Jag have any
I
room?
don't know how to, because the torches and water and food and the arrows are all they're a die system. They're not like they're not like number of torches 3, you know what I mean? They're like, it's a abstracted kind of a system. It's on your gear page. At the bottom, along the bottom, the D12, the dice for food, water, arrows, and torches. I mean, I guess I guess find torches and drag and drop them onto your inventory, but mechanically it's smoother.
Dira doesn't have any, so she could take some.
Okay, so I'll set Dira's torches to D6, and now Corlin has none. So now you're, however many torches this ends up being, because if you recall how you spend it, you just roll a die, and if it ever rolls a 1 or a 2, that's when it degrades in size. So you could roll this 100 times, and it could, if you don't roll a 1 or a 2, then you don't actually lose you don't lose any. Anyway, so that's his torches. What about, he's got D12 arrows. Garrick's at D10. So I'll top off Garrick to D12. Corlin's down to a D10, and then food and water. All of you guys have water, I'm pretty sure. Do any of you guys need food? Then you can take it. Otherwise, that's all he has on him. And he's got 9 copper. So I'll just
Are we able to
transfer
store his food and water?
Yeah. This is all, yes. To have like D24 instead of D12.
Well, I just mean like put it in the cart, because I mean, we'll have our food be eating off of it, but if somebody, say we run into somebody who doesn't have food or water,
right,
we don't have to worry about ourselves.
No, I see what you're saying, and I agree. I just wonder if there's a trade goods, if there's something that's just called food. I don't want to be calling it meat, or because like that stuff goes bad unless you cook it. I'm looking through here. What would it be called? It would be called raw materials, maybe. I could call it like Corlin's meat, so we know that it's not meat, it's just his food. Why don't I just do that?
Suggests that it's his body.
Why don't I just, here, I'll
Cannibals.
I'm not sure how much. Here, I'll put meat, and I'll rename it, and I'll call it Corlin's. So I'm adding something to Jag, and I'm calling it Corlin's food. And I'll say it's quantity, I guess I'll say it's quantity 12, just because I'm not sure what else to put. Oh, but that messes up the weight. Sorry. I'll just say 1.2. Okay. That's good enough for me to understand. So Corlin's food is now in the cart. And now he is thoroughly picked clean. Oh yeah, and I'll transfer the copper. So I'll put Dira now is holding instead of 1 copper. Dira
I was
currently
gonna say, you had me I pulled the copper off him at the end of the last game.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good, very good. So we already did that. So he's picked clean. Is there anything else you guys... So you spent some time. We'll say it's now... we'll say it's 3 in the afternoon now. And the burial's over. You guys have a humble little service for him. And now... And you guys are kind of beat up, but not super broken hurt. What are we gonna do? And do we want to fully hook Jag back up to the cart and reconnect everything back to like travel mode, or do we want to keep it like it is now, like keep him unlimbered? How do we want to do that?
So you say it's evening time?
It's 3 in the afternoon.
Okay. Gosh, I mean, I need a rest personally. So I'm fine with setting camp right here or something, and
I would say you don't have
get to where we're going.
Yeah, you don't have time because to set up, if we recall, to make camp takes a quarter day. It takes 6 hours, so you can't rest unless you're in camp. Unless you can roll it, you can roll for it called rest. Like find a spot or something. Like if you want to rest without having camp set up, it's a roll you have to make.
Find a good spot.
If you wanted to just plop down and rest, so keeping that in mind.
We can carry on to hopefully our destination, which hopefully isn't too far, but...
Yeah, the augur told you that he was sending you south. He sent this guy south and it was close. So that's what your expectation is.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did my character sheet revert?
Let's see your character sheet here. Revert in what way? I'm looking at it now.
I guess I don't have the copper that I got last time, and I don't have the robe, and I now have the bandages again.
Oh, I see that. I remember deleting that. That's very strange. I remember deleting your bandages. We'll have to keep an eye on this. So he had 9. So you have 11 copper. So I just gave you. You now have his copper because he had 9. And then what else were you missing?
I took Corlin's robe.
Okay. Okay, this is very good. Keep an eye on this. Maybe it's kind of buggy because I definitely remember deleting your bandages after you used them. So here, your cloak is... I gave you a cloak now. You have one on your guy. That's interesting. Okay. So yeah, is everyone else correct as far as you recall? Do you guys all have your weapons and whatever?
Correct.
Yeah, I look good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, yeah. So I guess we'll keep an eye on that to make sure it's not bugged out. We don't want to be ripping people off from stuff that they've rightfully earned. Okay. So we'll say it's 3:00. You've Corlin's dead and gone, buried, and tracks heading to the south. The party is beat up, but they've had worse, honestly. Where to? What are we doing?
Let's head just due south, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll follow
Yeah. Do we want
footprints?
Okay. Do we want to put someone on Jag and hook Jag to the cart, or do we want to leave stuff like separate? I mean, you can't really move the cart unless Jag's hooked up, but do we want to?
I guess.
Yeah.
I'll hook him back up and I'll ride him.
Okay. Very good.
I don't
So
really want to leave his stuff.
yeah. So we'll head south, and I need a lead the way and a scouting roll, please.
Now, I normally lead the way, but I'm not doing too good. I forget which
Do you-
attribute that uses.
I don't recall. Do do you have
Oh,
do you have a talent for it that you can like spend willpower to automatically succeed?
well, I have wits. It uses wits and survival, and I can do Pathfinder.
And
So I guess I'm not too bad.
Pathfinder gives you a +1, or does it make you automatically
Yeah.
succeed?
No, just a +1 modifier.
Okay, so
I guess I'm not too bad. It's wits of 1 instead of 3. So.
Okay.
At what point can I use willpower in this or in a roll?
you
It's got everything.
you roll, and if you fail this roll, you can push. And
Yeah.
if you push and you get Banes, then that's what generates willpower is getting Banes applied to you.
Well, I was thinking like when I can use willpower to modify my roll and improve it.
If it calls that out on your on whatever talent, a
Yeah.
lot of talents have that. Talent, Path of the
Okay.
Forest.
I could try this.
Can I try and heal
Yeah,
his wits?
sorry, real quick. Yeah, I mean, are you looking at Path of the Forest, right, Garrick? Open up your talent path. Open up your talent, Path of the Forest, and it says when you forage, hunt, or lead the way, you will automatically succeed if you spend a willpower point. You can roll.
That's different than.
Yeah, you can, and it even says you can roll first to see if you succeed, and if you fail, then you can afterwards you can spend a willpower point. So it's very forgiving. Like you can.
Oh,
you can
that's awesome. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, you can try rolling, and if your roll sucks, then you can just opt to spend a willpower point if you want. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, just a second. Oh, I'm not on him anymore. There we go. No, I don't see that. I guess I automatically succeed, so I don't have to roll, right?
No. You roll,
Yeah.
and you do. You give us a lead the way roll off the party sheet. There we go. So you failed. So if you want, you can push, or if you want, you can spend a willpower point right now off your character sheet, and then you can just succeed without having to push.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll use a willpower point and do the Path of the Force. But I thought maybe I didn't even have to roll at all.
You don't. But I guess
Succeed
there's
automatically.
I mean, why spend a willpower point if you could just roll?
Oh, I see.
If you rolled and succeeded on the first try, then you wouldn't have to waste a willpower point to succeed.
Either way, I'm not going to get that Bane unless I pushed.
That's correct.
Right, so cool. Okay.
Okay, so you lead the way, and and you updated your sheet. You spent your willpower point.
I did.
Okay, and then who's going to do the scouting? Or keep watch, whatever. What's it called? It's called.
I guess I will.
Yeah, keep watch. Who's going to keep watch? All right,
Yeah.
Dira.
You're always so good at it, Vera.
Not all the time.
I just jinxed it. I think you have to drag your character up to it.
Yeah, on the party sheet.
I was talking about closing the party sheet and reopening it.
Yeah, I know it froze up. Roll for me.
Is it rolling?
I don't see anything.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Hmm.
1 second.
Thought you said your computer was good.
Yeah. Talking all this.
Well, maybe I don't have permission to do that for you. I don't know.
Oh, you're trying to do something for
Dira.
Move Dira up to keep watch. There, I just moved you there. Can you now click keep watch on the party screen?
I'm clicking keep watch, but it's not doing anything.
Under Dira's account or whatever.
Yeah, above her name, I'm clicking on it.
So, okay, well, I'll just. You have a spyglass too. What does that do? Your spyglass gives a scouting. Okay, so I'll roll it then. All right, success. Very good. Okay,
Thanks.
you do good work. Okay, so yeah, you guys head south, following these tracks, and
While we're doing that,
yes,
can I use a magic to heal Garrick?
absolutely.
Ooh. I'd appreciate that.
So let me get your sheet open here. So you're gonna do a healing hands level 1 spell as a level 1 healer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I see you only have 1 willpower point. Is that you have to have willpower to cast this? So you're gonna cast 1 willpower or spend 1 willpower point.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
got
that
9.
will very good. So that should be power level 1. So and you did that to Garrick?
Yeah.
Okay. And that healed his strength, you said?
Well, it depends, because there was 2 different healing spells. That one heals strength or agility.
Right. So for this one,
and then the other one heals
the
wits and
So
whatnot.
yeah, so for this one, did you want to heal his strength or his agility? They're both down to 1.
I have a preference. I like agility.
Okay, agility.
Okay.
'Cause
So I
then,
just updated his sheet up to 2 on agility. Very good. And
Or
now
like
yeah,
you
you've
take a
spent your
better shot.
willpower. Very good. Okay, good.
Thanks, Robert.
No
Yeah.
no whatever it's called, no magic mishap. Very good. Yeah, so you guys are coming south and following these tracks, and it comes to all the way at the very end of the very southern edge of this part of the land. There's a large snaking river, and you guys are coming up right to a sharp corner in it, and there's a small group of people. There's not any structures. There's not. You see a raft. You see a river-going vessel, not large, but it can fit a few people in it. But it's not a ship. It's a boat. You see that up against the sandy banks here of this river, and you see a group of, we'll say six folks, and they're milling about, getting going on their dinner. That you smell the smoke. That looks like they've got some fish going on, and so they see the 3 of you approaching with Jag, and they just stare at you. Kind of a couple of the men. There's men, women, no children. 2 of the men that are over by the fire, they see you all approaching, and they stand up, and as you approach, they're not like heavily armed. They're not armored. They're not heavily armed, but they do have weapons. But they don't look like you wouldn't classify them as warriors. And as the 3 of you approach with Jag, 2 of the men stand up and face you, and hands kind of go toward their swords, and they say, "Halt! Who goes there?"
None of your business.
Is that how you're gonna open? We don't want to get in fight with these people. No, just kidding.
It's awesome.
Ask them if they've seen or spoken to a farmer from the north that had a brother.
That's very specific.
So
That's about all we know.
So, Marcus, if you're gonna, so tell me what you say, Marcus.
I tell them that we came across, a small farmland, and talked to a man who asked us to go and help his brother, and because he was attacked by one of these demons, and he was hoping that we could save his brother at the very least. And we've been pointed in this direction by Augur.
So when you say
Cousin
Augur,
Augur.
yeah, Augur, seventh cousin. When you say Augur, they not breathe a sigh of relief, but you can tell, like, you see some of the tension leaving, and they kind of like exhale. All of them kind of collectively exhale, and they look at each other, and there's like north of Amber's Peak, the dead man.
Yeah.
And it was. And they're like, oh, that's Tobin. Long blonde hair. Kind of funny looking. They're like asking.
So you know the guy.
He was with us. He was.
Who the farmer was?
Tobin, Tobin was sent to us from Augur up at Amber's Peak. He was with us, and he was gonna ride with us, but he got caught up with another group and decided to go with them instead. They're very close. I mean, a dwarven clan with some Galdanes came through, and Tobin, and we're leaving. I mean, we're sick of being around Zertorm and his people and all these godless fire monsters that just indiscriminately kill, and no one knows what's going on, and no one's doing anything about it. We're fleeing. We're leaving. We don't know where we're going, and Tobin was going to go with us. We've all been sticking together, and we've kept safe and just kept our heads down. And we're leaving, and they look to the raft, and they're like that. They're acting like they're going to be like refugees or something. They're out, and Tobin was with us, and but then this other group came through, and we had custom. We had lunch together, and we spoke, and Tobin, he just seemed to be caught up in what they were going to do, and he decided to join them instead of with us, so that's where he went. Have you seen this dwarven group as well?
No.
Would we even know what they are since we've been shut off?
What?
Good question. I mean, so looking at the map, which you guys can move the map around, right?
Yeah.
Even though you have limited vision. So if you guys go up and look at Towan Village, that's where you guys were, and you guys never went further than that little surrounding area. You never went further than that, but north of you, if you were to head up north, I mean, there were elves up there. There were not just humans. You haven't seen only humans. That's not how it's been. It's been mostly humans for sure, and everyone who lives in Towan Village is a human. But you've seen elves, and maybe even interacted with them in some capacity in the past, especially up in the forest dealing with, But I would say if any of you had ever seen an elf in the past, I guess I could say that's up to you. If you want it to be that you've never seen one before and you have no idea what they are, we can do that. Or if you want to already know what an elf is and have an interaction, it doesn't really matter, I guess. I mean, whatever you think's more interesting.
So, to be clear, Tobin is the brother that we're looking for.
That's
farmer.
That's correct.
Okay. And these people have seen him.
Yes, just recently.
He was probably with them for a little bit, but then they took off.
They were all heading south. They've all been heading south here, escaping Amber's Peak, moving slowly. They're not like adventurers. They're just normal people. They've been heading south, avoiding conflict, avoiding Rust Brothers, avoiding fire creatures, making their way down to this river, and now they're at a raft, and they're just trying to bug out and leave and just get out of this cursed land. And Tobin was a part of this group, but until this other group kind of persuaded him to join them.
Okay. And they said that group went south also?
No, this group.
Oh.
So if you ask, like, they all point east. They're with there's some Galdanes that joined them there's Galdanes and dwarves together, and they're with some. Tobin was talking to whoever their leader is, some dwarven woman she's crazy, but they went with her. He went with her. You can still find them. I'm sure they're close.
It's getting kind of late, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about dinner. I mean, yeah, it's getting late. We'll say it's yeah. I mean, you did a travel and you traveled across this entire hex. I would say, yeah. I would say it's 6 o'clock. It's dark now. That's correct. You can still travel. I mean, it's just because it's dark. You know, it's not that rigid. I mean, you guys can push it. I mean, you kind of hurt and everything, but just so you guys know, you can travel in the dark. You can travel 3 or 4 quarter days in a row if you have a really urgent need to. You know, you start having risks. You start pushing yourself too hard, but you can do that. It's not like you can only move around in the daytime and you always have to rest at night. It's not how it is. You guys can be more aggressive and push things if you want. You don't have to though. But just so you know, you guys can, like if you have torches, like if you choose to travel in the dark, you have to have a light source, or else you have to roll for move all the time because you're going to be tripping over the branches and, you know, tripping over things and hurting yourself. But if you have a light source, then that kind of negates it, you know. So you have to use supplies to travel in the dark, etc., etc. But you can do it if you want.
I say we ask them if we can join them for the night.
Tell them how badass our demon hunting skills are.
Yeah. Mention to them.
Help protect them if something happens.
Because that water isn't gonna.
Yeah, could be coming there. Yeah, like tell them, hey, you know, just to let you know, we just killed a demon eagle and this boar back there. So
the 3 of you did that? How many did you kill?
well,
one of each.
One of each, yeah. There's 2 of them. We lost one of our own in the battle, but...
Well, I mean, he kind of offed himself.
We
you don't have to tell him that.
Yeah, do we say all this out loud?
Suicide. You don't want to tell him that.
They're like, why did he kill him? Like, why did he kill him?
He sacrificed himself for the eagle.
For the good of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all just kind of like, oh, brave warriors. Yes, of course, you can join us. You're welcome. Do you need... They look and see that you guys have, like... They're like, that's a majestic animal. And, like, they're not, like, trying to, like, approach your... But they see you have, like, this war horse drawing this cart just full of... You know, they're like, yeah, of course you can join us. We're kind of hungry. Like, I mean, they have fish and everything, but yeah, you're welcome to join. They can tell you're not going to try to mooch off them, or are you, Dira? We don't know.
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, they you know, you've killed demons, and you know, you look like you're at least trying to be good people. So yeah, you are absolutely free to join. And we'll say they've already set up the camp here, and they've already got dinner going. So it's now 6 o'clock in the evening. It's dark. What do we want to do for the night?
I'd like to point to our war horse and tell him, this is Jag, and you can go pet him if you like.
They're like, thank you. That's like they've seen it. They know what a horse is, you know. They're like, thank you. That's a
First you're saying they're looking at our animal like, ooh.
I mean, not everyone has an immaculate war horse. Just you don't see them every day, but they can tell, like, their impression of you is that you're very wealthy people, or you have a patron or something. Someone's putting you up to this. I mean, you don't see this. You don't see what you guys have all the time, like rolling down the path. You know, this group of kitted out people with like a war horse and a cart just rolling down the countryside. They don't. That's not the kind of thing you see all the time. So it's very impressive to them. And so yes, you're able to.
Side of our... Sorry, I was gonna say we should put on the side of our cart all of our sponsors. You know,
yeah,
kind of like race car.
Brought to you by Skin Snakes.
Skin Snakes.
Yeah, sponsored by. Okay, so did someone say they wanted to sleep? Did I hear that?
Yeah, Dara's gonna crawl in the back of the cart.
Okay.
And sleep.
Very good.
Heal up.
Very good.
I'll offer to cook for the camp.
Very good.
Pull out the field kitchen.
Very good.
Steal from them too off their bodies.
And now remind me mechanically how you use the field kitchen. That just gives you a +2 to cooking or something, right? Whenever you, or what does it do? I'm trying to find it.
It makes it where I can cook 2 times the meal, I think.
Yeah,
or like
you get like a ton of. You get like, or is that your talent? You're a chef, so I'll throw it to the chat. Chef, you can turn D6 units of veggies, meat, fish, or food into food. Requires blah blah blah. So yeah, you can turn. It just means you can cook a ton of it at once, and then your gear as a, and then we'll say Jags. You can just run it off Jags. You don't have to like drag and drop it. The field kitchen makes it possible to cook 2 D6 units of food in a quarter day. Good lord. So yeah, so Marcus is like camp chef, gonna cook up all the food. You don't have to spend all your own food. I mean, they've got the fish. If you can put as much food into it as you want, water's plenty. You're right on the river. We'll say Marcus is doing that, and then Garrick. What's Garrick gonna do for this quarter day? 6 to midnight.
Well, I definitely like to rest, but I have a question. Can I do a healing skill on myself? Like,
No.
say somebody provides me some bandages? No.
No, you can't heal yourself.
Oh, okay.
well, if you're gonna rest, you'll heal, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, no, but
Mechanically.
kind of in the long term, I wanted to try to do the skill so that I can then upgrade it or spend XP on it later.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, Garrick, kind of how Garrick taught Dira and Corlin how to sneak, I guess Marcus could teach you how to heal. So you'd have a
Yeah, I mean, we could
so
do
you'd
that
have a
another time.
teacher
I don't know.
if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, you cannot heal yourself. I'm almost positive
That's-
on that. If you want to check me,
Okay.
but I'm almost positive. So is there anything else that Garrick wants to do from 6 to midnight?
Nah. Yep. Just straight up sleep if I can.
Okay, so we'll say that the three of you are all just ready to crash. Well, I mean, Marcus is going to cook. So since Marcus is taking care of all the foodstuffs and providing this whole party here with the meals, they're volunteering to keep watch from 6 to midnight so that Dira and Garrick can both rest. So we'll say it fast forwards. Now it's midnight, and all the food is prepped. Marcus is slaved away for hours, and like there is food for everyone and their mothers. I mean, there is more food than they know what to do with, honestly. And he has spent the party. That group of refugees is all tapped out and tired. They've been eating and they've been doing what they needed to do to prep, and then they've been keeping the watch from 6 to midnight. So now Dira and Garrick are awake, fully healed, fully rested. What would you guys like to do? I would say it'd be fair if one of you keeps watch for this 6 hours.
I'll keep watch.
Okay, very well. So Dira, and then Garrick, if you have nothing else to do, you can help if you want to help, and that will just give her a +1 to her roll. Or if there's something else you want to do, then you can do that, of course.
So it's first thing in the morning.
It's midnight right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like to offer and help keep watch.
Okay,
Figure
so
it's a big group and one to one side, one to the other.
yeah, so Dira, give me a keep watch
Can I do
roll. Give me a keep watch, and then you can add +1 to your modifier, since you're getting help. Oof, look at all this. Oh! Okay, and you have a Bane on your wits, so do you want to push it, or do you not want to push it?
I won't push it.
Just so we remember, failing doesn't mean that something bad's going to happen. That's not what it means. It just means
Right.
if something does happen, it's going to sneak up and surprise you, and you won't have a chance to react. That doesn't mean that it's not a guarantee that something bad's going to happen, just so you know.
Yeah, I think I'll hold off.
Okay. So Dira and Marcus, or Dira and Garrick, are up in the night, and maybe it's just, distracted by what happened to Corlin, and sick of trying to find this guy who keeps, this Tobin who keeps eluding them. It's it's a fitful watch, and not really anything useful is done by them, but nothing eventful happens. And we'll say the night passes without incident. So now it's 6 a.m. Everyone is awake and fully rested and healed. Everyone, and I wouldn't, with all this food cooked, you don't even have to do a food roll. You definitely don't have to do a water roll because you're right there. So it is now the morning after the death of Cortland McPike. The refugees are loading up they've broke down camp, and they are boarding their little boat here, and they are heading to new pastures somewhere else. They, thank you for, what you've, as the night went on, you guys told them like what you've been doing, and they thank you very much for, trying to cleanse Amber's Peak of this filth and this demonic influence that's been going around, and all of them sincerely wish you, safety, and, especially since one of you just died, they're worried about you and grateful that you are trying to cleanse this land, as they put it. And, but, you can just see these people have been subjected to this for months and months and years maybe, and they have to leave. They can't stand it anymore, so they're out. So they bid you goodbye, and they float on down the river. And they told you that Tobin and this dwarf clan, this roving dwarf clan, were heading east, and they pointed like northeast.
Wow.
Hey, Mike, I had a quick question.
Yes.
Does telling these people stories about like what we just did, and I mean, does that change our reputation at all?
It could, but I mean,
Not really. Yeah.
I would say not really in this case, because you told it to refugees who are going. You don't even know where they're going. You know what I mean? Like if you reported this back to, like if someone like at Amber's Peak told you, like if Augur told you to go do something epic and you guys did it and you brought it back like a receipts, basically, here's this thing that we epically did that you told us. Kind of like what you guys did at Skin Snakes, honestly. The guy asked you to go to get the demon, and you guys all did, and you came back, and they could tell. So you guys did get a reputation bump from that, or you should have. I don't recall if I bumped up your guys' sheet for that. But doing something like that, yeah. Doing something like this where you told some random straggler group that who knows where they're going to go. But in general, yes. I mean, if you do things that I think are epic enough to warrant a gain in reputation, and that's purely up to me, and I don't know what I'm doing, so maybe I would rip you off. I don't know.
Got a roll on a table?
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so we're fed, we're watered up, we're rested, we're healed. Where are we? What are we doing?
Let's head east.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's southeast, huh? Just a little bit?
They said that this dwarven clan with Galdane riders headed northeast.
Oh, northeast, okay.
Yeah. So
Let's
we
do it.
ready? All right, here we
Yep.
go.
Yeah.
Lead the way, please, and keep watch.
I'm fresh. I'll do it. Unless someone else wants to lead.
Go ahead. You're the Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
Dira's watch was successful. Very good.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Not so good.
Bane on your wits.
Let me push that.
Push it real well. There you
Yeah.
go. Okay, that's fine. Push to wits. Just making sure you guys all reset your... Okay, very good. Yeah, so you make it through here without incident. You're just traveling, and you see horse hooves. You see footprints definitely heading this way. And at some point, you actually see, we'll say, Garrick as a kind of a tracker. You can tell these prints, the spacing between the footprints and the hoof prints are not uniform and steady. I mean, this is like soft ground, that it keeps track. It's not like the desert where it gets swept away after. I mean, this is like wet earth that like imprints stay. It's springtime here. It's rainy. The stuff gets imprinted and it stays, and the tracks are very clear in the mud and the muck, and you can see like the footprints that you could tell were of a certain pace. They at some point they spread out like they were moving faster. You see the gait of the horse hooves larger. Like these things, this group of however many was like changing speed at some point, like halfway through. And we'll say it's about 9 o'clock. You guys are heading south. You're heading northeast still, and you see. You're just following these tracks, and you see kind of before where you found that ambush spot where the boar and the eagle ambushed you. You see something very similar looking to that, where like you see what are boar prints, and you're right in the same vicinity, and you've seen so far. You guys have seen a demonic serpent, you've seen a demonic eagle, a demonic boar. You're pretty sure a boar is what, upon recollecting that dead man up in the homestead, his wounds look very similar to another kind of a boar attack. And so these fire animals. And so you see prints on the ground now in a very similar manner to what honestly tricked you guys last time and caught you off guard in an ambush. And as you guys are, I'll say that you, not to like totally take away all your agency, but I would think that like you would see this and you would be keen to like, hey, we've seen this before. Let's not get ambushed again. And so stop me if you do anything else. So I would say Garrick up front, following these tracks. See them sprinting, see them changing speeds, getting to the same kind of a tussle where all these definite, boar prints, horse prints, human prints, a scrum like in the grass is, matted over. You see grass, you see grass that's burnt, you see evidence of burning.
I'd imagine I get up on the cart, and have my bow drawn, trying to get a higher advantage to be looking around.
Okay, so yeah, that's good. So as you and Dira both, I would say, right about the same time. So you see this, and you see signs of we have seen this before, and so now you guys are all like on alert 5.
Weapons drawn.
So the sword comes out. Garrick hops on the cart, bow out, looking. Doesn't want it. We're not getting ambushed again, and you hear it before you see it. You hear a low thrum of footsteps, horse steps. Now I don't know how I can put this. The way this works here. So did I just make you guys invisible on the map? Did you guys just?
We see where we were, but I don't see the icon anymore.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Okay. So you see, approaching you now is this phalanx of dwarves. Have any of you seen dwarves before?
Wouldn't think so.
Dira hasn't.
Because they're not from the north. That's the elves. So, right?
If you want to have seen dwarfs, you can. I'll put it that way. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I guess I should.
Like to say maybe
but it was just a stump.
Nice.
I'd say like maybe like in my past, like on a hunting expedition or something, I came across one, and he kind of got mad at me, like, "Hey, this is my hunting grounds. Off with you!" And I'm like,
"They're all Scottish."
Yeah, they're always Scottish, of course. And I do. Speaking of that, I do appreciate how ever randomly in the most weird times, Garrick develops some sort of like Cockney accent when he's talking to like NPCs in the town. You remember that? Like a time or two ago, you like said something to a guard, and it just came out with this like, "Hello, governor," like this. Like that was like the funniest thing.
I got nothing.
That was that was so hilarious. It was like you did it for like one sentence and then stopped. I'm like, That was like the
So
funniest
becoming
thing.
self-conscious. I'm like, no, you've used that accent before.
No. It's hilarious. Anyway, yes, but of course, dwarves all have a Scottish accent. I can't do accents. I wish I could. Okay, so back to the
All right, Joe, you
serious.
got to practice up.
Back to the serious content here. Okay, so, you see this dwarven contingent approach, and the woman clearly in front. She's on foot marching, and you see her. She presents herself.
Is she a human?
No, she's a dwarf. She's a dwarf.
Okay.
And she's got, so you see her dwarf, big scar on her face, porcelain, like very white skin, jet black hair, thick braids in the front, definite warrior, fighter. She doesn't say anything to you. She looks at you all, and you can't really parse her. You can't really parse her disposition towards you. She doesn't really let that on. She doesn't look friendly or unfriendly. You can't really tell. And she's got a half dozen dwarves behind her, and you see a bunch of Galdane riders, a half dozen Galdanes on their horses behind them, and you see you see a blonde man back behind them who's got this helmet that doesn't fit on him, and he's got a sword, but he doesn't have any armor. He's like his clothes. He's clothed like a farmer or a peasant, but yet he's got this helmet that doesn't quite fit, and he's got a sword, with a belt lapped around his waist, and he's all the way in the back. None of them say anything to you, but they approach you and stop.
Was the woman that I trained with or admired, was she a Galdane?
She was a
Or was that
Cord.
the other group?
She was a Cord. They're the same people group. They're just kind of different factions. Like the Cords were the people who have the super fancy clothes and the colors, and the Galdanes were the other ones who are very bare bones and minimalistic. And these people are the Galdanes, not the Cords, and those groups hate each other.
What was her name?
Viridia.
Meridia, yeah.
I say that we're friends of hers.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh shit!
You're trying to get us killed? These are Goldanes, not Cords.
She was the Gordane.
No,
Okay.
she's a Cord.
I'm lost. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say we gotta have an
I just
internal
want to pick
discussion.
a fight.
Dira needs one combat per session. Okay, we're gonna give her what she needs. Okay. Do
Dira
you
walks up to this lady and just
Bitch slaps her.
does Dira actually say anything what you
No,
just
I
said?
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
yeah.
I'm just
Internal
like
monologue.
absolutely confused right now.
Okay. Yeah, these Galdanes are not the group that you were kind of interacting with. They're the other group on the other side of the tracks, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this woman, she takes like 2 steps towards you. A short, obviously statured dwarf woman, but she is clearly very strong, very kitted out, intense looking, striking in her own way. Doesn't say anything though. And then all these people, her contingent behind them, none of them say anything to you. They're waiting. They're waiting for you to say something. What do you say?
Yeah, I was like, did you already kill the boars? Because this pattern generally means it's going to be an ambush. Plus, we're looking for Tobin.
She laughs. Oh yes, we've killed many of the boar. Have you?
Well, we've killed 1 boar and 1 eagle.
Dozens. He doesn't know how to count.
And 1 snake.
Nice.
Ooh,
Show them your arm and tattoos.
Yeah.
And exactly what do you say about the snake? How exactly do you phrase that?
I say it just matter of factly. And 1 snake.
A snake? How big was this snake?
No, it was
Bigger
massive.
than you.
It was over up, 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 it was over up snakes. Twin snakes, what is it?
Skin snakes, yeah.
Skin snakes. There it is. Up in that bog.
That no longer is.
Yeah.
The swamp
Sorry about
demon.
that.
Yeah, the swamp demon.
She looks at you in
I'd like to ask her, have you ever encountered one?
She looks at you in disbelief. Not that she doesn't believe you, but she and all of them are quite taken aback by this. And then what did you ask, Eric?
Oh, I'd like to ask her if she's ever encountered one.
She just laughs, and they all laugh like, no, we went around on the bridge.
Bridge. Is that up to the northeast of us?
Well, because you asked the barkeep up in Skin Snakes, is there any way to get south besides the swamp? And they're like,
That's right.
yeah, you can use the bridge. You don't have to go through the swamp, but you guys did. And so when she's like, we just went around, we used the bridge. But she knows
Only an idiot would go through the swamp.
what kind of moron would do that? That's kind of, she is not making fun, but she's like, no, we just went around. She's like,
I like to cough and like, weak. No, just kidding. No.
Going the easy
Look
way
at all
out.
these intelligent type people.
she's like, I'm Arvia of Crom, of the Crom clan. Who are you? And where are you from?
We're, well, I mean, it's kind of funny because we're from Towan Village, and it rhymes with Tobin.
They all.
What?
She looks at them, and she looks at her, not her Galdane people. She doesn't really pay them any mind, honestly. But she looks at her Dwarven people, and turns back. You're from Towan Village?
Yeah.
She's like,
Born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised.
She's like, huh. We've looked upon that town many times and seen it grown over the years. She's like, that's where we're from. We're up from, the land you're from is called Vivend, and they're from Far Vivend. She's like, we hail from up north as well. Greetings. And she seems interested that anyone from Tolan Village ever decided to leave and try to make something of themselves, and so she
grown up.
She kind of gives you a respectful nod, like she knows exactly where that is.
That's awesome. Why are you guys so far south then?
I'm riding for Vond.
Where's that? I'm guessing northeast.
No, Vond is one of our old strongholds. Is an old dwarven stronghold all the way in the very south, all the way west to the mountains to Asleen, down by the Iron Gate.
You guys been everywhere, if you know. I mean, I'm guessing you guys have been everywhere. I mean, us leaving Towan Village, we just wandered and found places.
Well, I don't know how long the history of your village is, but I mean, we dwarves are very long lived, and we know the legends of what happened in Vond, and I'm going to reclaim that stronghold for my people, and I'm not going to let Zygerfer or anyone else get in my way.
Is Tobin going with you? Because we have a message for him from his brother.
Who's Tobin? And she does one of these with her, thick dwarf finger. She looks back at that new guy that just joined them. She's like,
yeah, the blondie.
She makes a motion, and one of the Galdanes all the way in the back, he understands, and he gets Tobin and ushers him up front. She's like, he just joined us. He wanted to volunteer, and I need all the help I can get. Speak your piece to him. What do you need to tell him?
Your brother is dead. Have fun.
Sorry to tell you.
It was like, yeah, you might want to sit down.
No, we're assuming that some demon beast came across your guys' farm And when we showed up, your brother was not in very good shape, and there wasn't anything we could do for him. But he asked us to come find you and to save you, but it looks like you're doing all right.
And to avenge his death and kill the beast that killed him. Which sounds like you guys have done that, and we've done that.
Tobin kind of just stops and hangs his head down. He's like, I thought he was already dead by the time I ran away. You know, this guy gets close to you, and he's like a teenager. He's like 17, 18. You know, he's not an adult. He is, but you know what I mean? He's a teenager, if you had to guess. And he's like, I knew he was dead when I was running away. You know, he put himself between me and that damn beast, and you know, he just told me to get to Amber's Peak just because he knew there were fighters here and people who maybe could protect me, and so I came, and I knew he was dead. I heard him screaming, but I just couldn't stop running. I mean, he kind of trails off. He's like, these creatures are not natural. Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I just ran.
What beast was it? What kind of beast?
Just like because you mentioned to Arvia that you know it's a dwarf or a boar, and she said yes, it was, and that's what it was. It was like some demonic fire boar.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if we killed the one that killed him, but we've killed one. So I mean,
and he just wanted you to find me to make sure I'm safe.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I was going to be safe at Amber's Peak, and maybe I would be, but Augur just urged me to leave because these creatures have been terrorizing this land for a long time now, and there's just no end in sight. And so I didn't want to join the, he kind of whispers and hushes, like I didn't want to really join the horse people. I don't even know if they would take me, but there's so much infighting there, and I just don't know what's going to happen, and I just wanted to get out, and Augur told me to join these refugees that were leaving, and so I just decided to make my peace and run and try to find a new life somewhere.
I want to look at
I don't blame you there, but going to war will probably...
You gonna die.
Yeah, I'm gonna claim your life there, sir.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing, do
But
you?
he just looks up, Marcus is saying this, he just looks at Marcus and says, like, I don't know what else to do. He's like, what else am I, no one's going to take care of me. Like, no one, like, what else am I supposed to do? I have a purpose now with these people, at least. Like,
yeah, are any of them giving you training?
I've only been with them a day and a half. They gave me a sword and a helmet. He kind of looks at Arvia behind, who's not really, honestly, even that interested. She looks like she's kind of bored.
Wait with them.
But she doesn't look, cruel or whatever. She just looks very disinterested. And, she's like, well, they said if I wanted to have adventure and destroy some of these goddamn demons, I'd always be welcome, and they would, give me a sword and I have one now. At least now I feel like I can do something about it.
I look over.
Give him the cloak.
Yeah, I look over him and I go, "I'll give me the boy."
Awesome.
No, I don't know. If you, what do you guys think? Do
you want him
do
to
you
come
want
with
to
us?
go along with them? I mean, the most we could do is maybe
Young people can run fast.
help him sharpen up on his skills.
Be like
During
bait when we get into
the
a
trek.
pinch. Go.
Exactly.
You go first.
We can use them as bait.
Meat shield.
We're despicable.
That's
Hey,
correct.
Tie his
Right,
shoelaces
right,
together
alright.
in his
That's
sleep.
correct.
I'd like to ask Arvia, what is your plan with these demons? I mean, are you
Kill them all.
hoping to get to your kill them all?
Kill them all.
I mean, once you get to your stronghold, do you hope to establish a better position and then continue the fight?
Vond is the ultimate position. We never should have lost it in the first place. That godless bastard
What's
Zygofer.
occupying it?
Zygofer and Chrysilla.
Oh, well, I have all this. I'm going home.
Priscilla.
Who's Priscilla?
Chrysilla.
Yeah.
It's a demon overlord.
Does she work in tandem with Zygofer, or?
Yeah, is that Zygofer's sister?
It's not a her. It's
Daughter?
it's a demonic beast. I don't
Gender
know.
neutral.
I don't know what he is, but he's dying, and we're taking back our stronghold for sure. No one's going to stop me. Kind of like
How many people are here?
like
How
this
many are going to be fighting to take over this place? And have you done any scouting to find out how many demons are there?
she hasn't been there. She's never been there. But she knows where it is, and that's what she's doing now. Is she's, she says, Zertorm is at Amber's Peak, and I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but he's stationed at Amber's Peak, and he doesn't really leave. People are hearing the message and coming to him. I know that's true, but I'm mobile, going throughout the countryside, trying to gain anyone who's willing to join my army. He's waiting. He's being passive. I'm being aggressive, but we're both doing the same thing for the same reason. As far as I know, I don't know the man, but I know he wants to kill Zygofer. I want to kill Zygofer. Years ago I passed through and I got some of the Galdanes here to leave and to join me, and they're my, they're faithful riders. So, I'm also building a coalition.
I like the sound of her group better than the. Well, I guess they're kind of.
So she's like, so what all are you? Like, what are you doing? Are you pledged to anyone? What are you doing in these lands? You're just killing demons for the joy of it?
Killing demons because we came across them. We don't even know what's going on. The most information we've got is that there's a Zygofer and there's a Zertorm, and one's going to kill the other, and now we have you, who is also going to inadvertently help Zertorm.
Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
If you guys keep at the pace you're doing, you'll probably get to Zygofer first.
She, you say that, and she looks at Jag, and she's like, you seemed like you could be quite swift if you wanted to be. She says, I'm still amassing. I'm trying to find all the recruits and volunteers I can get, and then I'll be heading east. I don't know when that's going to happen. I guess when we're ready, we're ready. You're welcome to join us.
Out of all the groups, I like this group the best. So, I mean,
we could stroll with this one. I don't know, like team meeting, huddle over.
I wonder, though, maybe I missed it. What is the dwarves' relationship to the Galdanes? I mean, why are they together right now? Maybe that's something I can ask her.
She said that she convinced some of the Galdanes to come with her. Them being a warrior race, so are the dwarves. So maybe...
Is it just a matter of their...
commonality and belief that they shouldn't wait around to go get Zygofer?
So these Galdanes aren't necessarily with the Galdanes anymore? They're just kind of like defected in a way, or just split off?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said Zygofer and Priscilla. Like Priscilla has...
Chrysilla with a K.
Chrysilla has hold of the
stronghold
Bond, the dwarven stronghold.
Yeah. They have many. That's just their most fabled ancient one that she wants back. She says, you ask like, what's about Vond, and it's our most ancient stronghold. We never should have lost it back then, and it's a seat of our power, and I am going to get it back for our people.
That's a worthy clause.
Yeah. So
like to
why
be
didn't
part
you
of that.
take over your other places
Awesome.
first?
What was the question?
Why haven't you taken over the other strongholds first to create like
We
safety
have.
zones
We
to
have.
make your way
We have.
to Zygote?
We have, but we don't. Dwarves are underground. Our clan is above ground. We're one of the few. There's another clan off to the west, the Iron Hounds. Their surface clan. But most, or maybe she looks at you like maybe you actually don't know, but we're underground people. Our god is huge. We build the earth. Elves and humans defile it, honestly. She's not a very big fan, but Huge has tasked us to build the earth and to build it as close to the sun as possible, to have an everlasting furnace. That's what we do. We build the earth and we move stone, and we're most home underground. So we have our strongholds, we have our our underground keeps and hold fast. We have plenty of those, but we lost Vond, and I'm going to get it back.
Once when I was a kid, I was trying to move some stones, but then Mom called me in for lunch. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome. I'm like, this is great. Where are you going with this?
Stop.
So I'll say, like, when Marcus drops this gem, this immaculate gem of a comment, they there's this immaculate gem of a comment, and then there's this 4 seconds of dead air, like
Everybody's like awkward.
There's awkward silence. Arvia's looking at you like, did you just insult my people? You can see she's like, did I just get a grave insult by this stupid ass human? And it's like dead silence, and then one dwarf behind her laughs loudly. and
Oh, get it.
This one dwarf starts laughing, and Arvia turns behind her and shouts, "Dorian!"
There you go, Joe.
It's hard work. If you
Imagine
guys
Dorian gets all
okay.
giddy on the hearing of rocks and stones.
Yeah, I wanna say is like, I like this one. You're always I can't say it in the accent. It's like, I like this one. He's funny.
Nice. You have my attention.
They would be a worthy addition to our party, to our cause, if they would join us.
I'm game. I like these people.
Yeah,
I like
I
fight
mean,
for their
if
cause.
they're going across the countryside to rally, we'll get more knowledge of the map.
And I've always dreamt of going to a dwarven stronghold. So.
Oh, I was thinking about bailing before the war.
Just ride along for the glory, and
That's
then
smart.
Yeah. I'll be like the little sniveling guy in the back of the group. Like, I don't want to be here.
All right. So what do we want to do with Tobin? I guess it's not up to you, but is there anything else you want to say to Tobin, or do we want to say that this chapter's closed? Do you want to try to convince him to leave because he's obviously not a fighter, or do you not want to do that? Do you guys have anything you want to do with Tobin?
Try and train him.
Yeah, he's young. I mean, he's moldable, right? He needs some good training. I think he'd be
he's
good
a
to
farmer,
stay.
so he's got to have a good muscle base.
That's right. Crop fitter. He's into crop fit.
So,
Clean up after Jag.
Oh,
yeah, he can be our stall boy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it'll be like Cole.
all right, okay, so we'll roll with it. Okay, so Arvia says, "Will you join our coalition?" And she sticks out her hand.
I'll say, "You have my bow."
No, you won't.
You
You actually,
No, come on.
you actually won't say that.
have my heart.
Deleted.
Deleted.
Spit in my hand and shake hers. No.
Ooh, there you go. That's even better.
Okay.
Do I feel weird saying this, like, because I'm part of the clan, but like, do the I don't know, do the dwarf? I imagine the dwarves have
Reservations.
gold and gems, and I mean, it'd be worth their while.
I mean, they're digging through well, this one's a topsoil clan, so I don't know if they'd be digging through the earth like that.
Yeah,
I mean, they might find something when they're building and excavating to build, but it probably wouldn't be near as much as an underground clan.
Okay, so what? So she said. So Arvia of Crom here. She shakes. Whose hand was it? Garrick's. She'll shake all three of your hands. You guys are standing. The three,
shake.
and so she shakes all three of your hands, and she says, "Okay, we're gonna keep recruiting these lands. Finish up whatever business you have here, and then when you're ready, meet us at Whaler's Hold. Dorian, you go with them." And you show them how to get there. And so she says, do you have any response to that when she tells you that? That's what she's like, she's in command. This is her army. This is her faction. This is her coalition. And she's told you to finish up whatever it is that because whatever you're doing, she's just looking for bodies and volunteers, and you guys seem like you're going to put in with her. So she tells you her marching orders for you are to finish up whatever it is you guys are doing out here and muster and meet up at Whaler's Hold. And that's what, because she's going to keep scouring the lands looking for hopefully more people like you, capable looking fighters and or whatever, or even people like Tobin. And she's going to get all the people she can, and we're all going to muster at Whaler's Hold. And whenever everyone's there, then they'll maybe march on. So that's her orders to you. What's your response?
Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we have anything else to do?
Our schedule's pretty open.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys were kind of getting, I would say, there was things happening in Amber's Peak that you didn't. I mean, there were certain rituals and things that you saw happening that you didn't understand what was going on, and it seemed kind of, you guys were trying to sneak across the river at some point. We'll say. Hang on, I just had a thought. So Arvia of Crom here, she gives you your marching orders and starts heading off. And so her group here, and Tobin goes with them. She's like, stay here and we'll teach you to fight. So Tobin's going to go with them. And she told you to finish up whatever business it is you guys have in this area. Meet at Whaler's Hold. Dorian's, you're assigned with them. Get them there safely. And then she dismisses you, and then she's heading off to the west. And as they're leaving you, they're all on foot, but they have a contingent of Galdane riders, as I've said. And so one of the riders lingers back, and he's kind of circling on his horse, looking at you all, and he looks very mischievous for some reason. And he tells you, if you want to see something incredible, approach Amber's Peak from the east at night. Be careful. And he turns and runs, and he gallops away and joins the group.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, obviously we have to go there for, Coralin.
Yeah.
Gotta honor him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta-
I'll watch the horse.
You
So-
guys go.
So
I'll set up camp
Arvia,
here.
of Crom and her contingent, they head out and they head off to the west, and you see them all leave. And now you are now a 4-ship again. You are now Dira, Dorian,
So
Garrick,
on
and
this-
Marcus.
On this map, is to the left, east, and to the right, west?
No, never. North is always
Okay, it just
yeah.
seems.
North is always up, west is left, east is
Robert.
right, south is down.
But yeah, no, it's just throwing me off because they were going east, and
They were.
and suddenly
They
now
were-
they're
Yeah,
going
maybe they
west.
came up behind
They
us.
were they were going east, and
Fair
you
enough.
were tracking behind them, and then you came to their they were heading that way, and now they've doubled back because they found you. So yeah,
Okay.
Being a nag.
that's fine. But yeah,
Throwing me off for a second there. I'm like, all right.
west is to the left.
Lost all physics.
I just wanted to make sure. I mean,
Fair question.
you never
Okay.
know.
All right, so now we'll say it's now after this interaction, it's now midday. It is now noon.
We could head north,
Okay.
or should we set up? No, if we set up camp, that'd be 6 hours, and then be sleeping from 6 to midnight, and then midnight to 6.
We
Mhm.
could get closer and then approach at night.
Yes, I like that plan. I think
how-
we should set up a camp just outside of Amber Glen or
Amber's Peak.
Amber's Peak. Sorry. Or do we
I
want
just
to
know
ride all the way
Orlin
back
would
into
want
Amber's
this
Peak?
little creepy guy.
Would we make it there
Down
by night? Time?
You're not exactly sure because so you see on the map here on your guys' map, you see how the hexes that you guys have been in, I put these little white dots.
Yes.
That signifies a terrain that you've already been in and scouted. You know this terrain, and so it's not new terrain. So if you ever go through a terrain that you've already been through, you don't have to do a lead the way because you already have laid out the terrain. You still have to do a keep watch because you never know, there might be new people in it or something, some new threat. But the terrain itself, you don't have to do a lead the way. So there's that is one factor, and then another factor is this is all grassland, at least the terrain that you've already been in. You're not exactly sure because you can't see everywhere, but the terrain you've been in so far has all been plains, grassland, which is easy terrain to travel. So you can travel I don't think it's called easy terrain, but it's called, I don't remember what it's called in the book, but it's terrain that's easy to pass. It's flat land. I mean, so in this kind of terrain, you can travel 2 hexes in 1/4 day if you want. So you could go up to here by 6 o'clock at night if you wanted to.
But we wouldn't be coming from the east.
That's correct. But I'm just saying you could get, this hex and this hex you guys don't know. I mean, but you can kind of tell. I mean, that's why I put the little circle of your vision
Light.
your vision cone around you. I mean, you can kind of see, that it looks like it's plains, but you can't scout the whole hex because you can't see that far, but like if you guys were on the edge, you could see like halfway through, so it's kind of like a compromise. You can kind of see. So you can try to go, because if you guys just go due north, then you will be east of it, or you can kind of travel along a known route that you guys have already been on before, so you can pick. And again, it's not like you have he didn't say that you have to get there tonight. He's just saying,
Yeah, true.
it's not
We
like you
could
have
just set up camp here. If we leave early tomorrow, because if we spend 6 hours, well, one of us could.
We could honestly go all the way there, make camp, because they already know who we are, and just be like, yeah, we're chilling. And then head out to the part we haven't adventured early in the morning.
Yeah, we could,
Too.
but I don't want them knowing we're there because we already, you guys went to the bridge. I'd rather everyone think that we haven't come back and then sneak in.
Well, maybe we never left.
Well,
I like
I'm sure
Robert.
they report. What's that?
I like Peyton's idea of that we try to get as close as we can to Amber's Peak, but then Robert's idea of like get as close as we can, but then sneak in at night to see this thing that we want to see. You know what I mean? I agree that maybe it's not best to show ourselves in town.
Well, the problem is that it's noon now, and it takes 6 hours to set up camp, and
We
then
ride hard.
we got some people who sleep for the first 6 hours, and then people who sleep for the second 6 hours. So we're spending 18 hours setting up camp and sleeping, and then we only travel.
So what if we travel half the way and then set up camp?
We don't officially have to set up camp, right?
No,
we could
we
just
don't.
find a good spot.
You have to
And
roll
then keep
for it.
watch for the others who rest, because we do have a wagon.
We should next time we get into town of a place, we should find some like bedding or something and just kind of have it set off to the side so we can make a quick bed inside the wagon. People could sleep on
This wagon.
on the-
This wagon is quickly getting way too OP. It's got all the weapons we could ever want. It's got all the food we want. Now it's got a bed in
Oh,
it.
that's right. All the
It has some
weapons.
Yeah, it's like a RV, like that has the extending. Yeah, this thing is
We need
quickly.
some slides.
Well, I just
I'm
saying,
gonna-
like, if we had
I'm gonna have
one
to start.
person-
I'm gonna have to start like punishing you guys or threatening you with people who are gonna start like trying to rob you because this thing is like a gold mine on wheels. It's got
Well,
It's
everything.
not our fault that we're hoarders.
whoever's sleeping in the wagon will probably sleep through it all.
Oh, guys,
Can we name
where
our
am
wagon?
I? That's funny.
The shaggin' wagon.
That's awesome.
Shut up.
Say something like Winnebago or what's our village name again?
Towing.
It's towing.
Tone.
Towing.
Tonebago.
Damn.
That's funny.
You know, though, if we go all the way into Amber's Peak, we could stay like at the tavern or the lodge there. We wouldn't have to waste time set up camp or whatever.
It's true.
Whatever you guys.
I don't think it would be ill-advised if we show ourselves back in Amber's Peak. I mean, we didn't leave with any,
We could come back looking absolutely defeated and weak and
Oh yeah.
just so
Throw some
poor.
dirt in our eyes.
Put on
Yeah.
the poor me show.
I don't think people want to look weak in front of others, so they'd be more likely to have somebody come and try and rob us.
Maybe you.
So what are we
Well,
doing?
can
What are we
we-
doing here? What's Dorian saying
Can we-
here? Dorian's like watching all these humans squabble about.
Yeah,
What is
he's just shaking his head.
What is Dorian's? What's
Amateurs.
Humans.
what's Dorian's first words to the party? Because it's like I'm imagining it's like no let's do this let's do this no I say and then Dorian like this stoic dwarven like how does Dorian introduce himself like what's the first thing he says to the party?
He says, "It's like I don't know about you guys, but I could use some good ale or something, or like some a good meal. I've been traveling with this crew for days, living off the land, and yeah, you could go for a good meal, good drink."
Okay.
Well, good news for you. We got the finest chef in the land.
Awesome.
All right. So what's our decision here? What are we gonna go do?
Well, can we make it from here to Amber's Peak by like nightfall?
We could.
It would be. You could make it
If we went
here.
the way we went,
You could make it to 1 hex south by nightfall, and if you wanted to go further than that, it'd be another. It would be longer, but I mean, you could do it.
Yeah.
so if we no, that wouldn't matter. I don't know. We could go right outside of Amber's Peak, set up camp. I mean,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow
or in the middle of the night, sneak in there for the show. Whatever
Well, we
shows.
have to come from the
I-
east, so we could go and set up camp and sleep. Like while I'm setting up camp, you can one of us can find a nice spot to rest, and then they can watch for the night portion. That way, everyone gets their rest, and then we can make our way off to east and come up that way and just chill, wait. I don't know, we could set up camp there again and just wait till nightfall and then go watch something.
So is it just to the southeast that we want to be of Amber's Peak?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so we could just go straight up, not just around. Well, I mean, I guess that's really no different. But,
Yeah, if we
but
go
it puts us
straight up,
where-
it would take us longer though because we don't know the path.
That doesn't. It's not a
Yeah.
guarantee that it'll take longer. It's just you have to roll. And if you like,
Well, you were saying that if knowing the path, we could go through 2 hexes within a quarter of a day.
yeah, that's. But I mean, you could do that even on normal rolls. It's just if something snags you up, then it's going to stop you. But it's not a guarantee that you're going to get snagged up. I mean, if you roll fine and no snags, then you can still go the amount of hexes you can go in a day is determined by the terrain type. And if you run into things that slow you down, like if you have a complication from a roll and so now you have some sort of encounter or something, that's going to slow you down. But if you roll well and you're in easy terrain, you can go 2 hexes in a quarter day if you want. And if you were all on horses, you could go 3 hexes in a day if you all had horses to ride.
Damn it! We should have asked him for some.
Well,
Yeah.
So you're
we
let's
can't go the way that we went because I mean they got those giant winged bat creatures.
Well, but we killed him, right?
We killed the one eagle and the
That boar.
the boar, but that means that they roam that area, and I don't want to go back to bat country.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, so you've
in
seen a
area we
boar.
haven't explored yet.
You've seen a boar up north, west of Amber's Peak. That was at the homestead. The first thing you ever saw. Well, first you saw the serpent. Then it was later confirmed to be a boar. Then you saw a boar that you guys got ambushed by and almost killed you, and you guys fought it, and an eagle. And then you saw right here on this side. You saw another. So there's like multiple animals. It's not just like one beast stalking the land. There's like multiple. So that's another factor to consider is like, and then like all these other refugees, we saw this, there's something's going on around here that you don't know exactly what the source of this demonic animal, whatever the hell fire creatures is going on. There's something's going on around here. So that's even if you go through these hexes that you've already traveled through, that doesn't mean necessarily that you won't encounter more fireboards or fire eagles. That's not, you know what I mean? You could regardless. So let's decide here. What are we going to do? Do we want to go northwest or north?
I don't. I vote for what. Dorian, you went west further. Is there a safer route that way, or should we just head straight north?
I'd say.
I would say
northwest.
okay. Where does the party want to end up? Do we want to end up to that hex southeast of Amber's Peak? That's where everyone agrees that's the target area,
I'd
right?
say so, yes.
Yeah.
No one wants to go back to Amber's Peak. We want to go to that hex south ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's going. The fastest way to get there would be to go due north.
I say we do it. We have Dorian that maybe has some experience in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's been
I don't know
up.
if you-
He
Sleeps for
Let's
the
have
week.
him lead the way.
yeah.
Maybe.
What are you good at, Dorian?
Or I could do my use willpower and do my whole thing again.
Yeah. If you have the willpower to spend, then absolutely you can use that just to negate any kind of risk. If you want to spend the willpower, absolutely.
Okay, let me lead the way.
Okay, so we're gonna go due north. I'm moving you guys. Okay,
Yeah.
there you are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just more and more grassland. That's like all this entire world is made out of, as far as you can tell. It's all grassland, apparently.
So
Or
I'll do
is it?
Pathfinder and roll, but then not successful. So I'm gonna use my talent and spend a willpower point
Very well.
of the. Oh my gosh, why is it not going there? I just burned a willpower.
Okay, and then could I get a scout roll, please, or keep watch?
Oh, by someone else, yeah.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, what's your skills at again? Your
Deer, I don't know. Deer has done such a good job of keeping watch as well.
She
Not
has the
all the
spyglass,
times, but if you
Yeah.
want to go,
well,
go for
the
it.
spyglass. I guess you can use it because it says it's for scouting from long distance. I mean, I guess that's what you're doing.
Could I support?
+2
Well,
gear bonus
you
for
can support
scouting at
you.
long. I mean, I guess
You
that's a perfect.
Plus, like,
That's a perfect
Hey.
use. I mean, I would say I would rule that using a scouting glass is like a perfect thing. That's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to see stuff from far away, so you don't get. So thematically, that just makes perfect sense. So I would say you can definitely use the scout or the spyglass for this. Maybe I would say I guess just for future reference, in case I forget, I would say you can't use the spyglass if you're in like hilly terrain or mountainous terrain where your vision's actually obscured. You can't see up to the horizon. But since we're all in grasslands and it's all flat, yeah, absolutely, you can use that to aid you in your scouting role for sure.
All right.
Beautiful. Jeez. All right. Very well.
Damn. First time.
All right. Uneventful. So you guys get up into this region here, and nothing too exciting going on. You don't see anything in the sky. You don't hear anything. You don't smell anything. None of you, or I mean, I guess Marcus is the only one left, a magic user. So Marcus detects nothing magical. This just seems like mundane terrain. Nothing. You don't see any tracks. You don't see anything. And we'll say, do we want to keep going north here in this same quarter day?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'll say, do we want to time it so that you guys get here at dark? Do you want to get to this hex in darkness or in daylight?
I just think we should be out of eyesight of.
Okay, that's I guess
I don't want people
again,
to see us arrive.
right. I mean, I should recant that because again, if we recall, these hexes are all 6 miles across, so they're huge.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not like you're right up on it. So yeah, so you get here, and now we'll say it's dark. It's 6 o'clock in the evening. Darkness has fallen. And I need another lead the way and keep watch roll, please.
Sweet. Son of a. Let me.
Where's the success, man?
Skills never get a bane.
That's correct.
Okay.
Skills never get a bane.
Yes.
Ooh. All right, you lucky dog. Okay, so we see the party arrive here. Darkness has fallen. We have you guys already ate and drank this morning with that group of refugees down by the river. So you guys don't need to do that. What are we doing for the night? Who's doing what? Or what are what are we even
watched.
are we gonna try to?
Oh.
I'll say. Here's what I'll say. I'll say, because again, this is a whole hex. I'll say that if you want, you can be at this place that he told you to be at I'll say like 9 o'clock at night. So it's dark, but you guys have been up all day. Some of you slept from midnight. Some of you who slept from 6 p.m. to midnight last night. That was Marcus was awake. Marcus was awake cooking for everyone. So so Marcus slept from midnight to 6 in the morning, but Dira and Garrick both slept from 6 to midnight. So if they are awake at midnight tonight, they'll be tired. They'll have the tired condition. Just so you know. I'll say and the tired condition means it's called sleepy, and it's on your guys' sheet. It doesn't actually explain on the sheet what it means, so I pulled it up. But just so you know, because there's 4 conditions: hungry, thirsty, sleepy, and cold.
Oh.
If you're sleepy, what that means, it has several effects. It says you cannot recover wits except through magic. If your wits are broken while sleepy, you have to sleep for at least a quarter day before you can wake up again. So it makes it so you can't recover any wits damage if you're sleepy. Also, if every day that you're sleepy, you gain 1 more damage of wits. You can stay awake. It's basically saying you're like staying awake for 2 or 3, 4 days at a row. Like eventually your brain just shuts off and you pass out and you can't help yourself. That's that. And then so those are the 2 things. You can't gain any wits except through a magical means. And if you continue doing it, you lose a wits point every day that you stay awake and you deny yourself sleep. As soon as you have slept for at least a quarter day, you are no longer sleepy and you can recover your wits as normal. So it's not like it's a death sentence to be sleepy necessarily. It's one of those, do you care? Are you trying to do something, or do you want to just... Yeah, so I'll say that if you guys want to get to this where he was talking about, you can get there at 9 o'clock in the evening.
Okay, so but who's the sleepy condition going to affect?
That would
Say
affect...
if by midnight?
That will affect Garrick and Dira, because you guys have been awake since midnight. So if you guys are awake at midnight and if you guys don't go to sleep at midnight, you guys are going to be tired. You guys are going to be sleepy.
Because they went to sleep. They went to sleep at.
They've been awake since
9.
midnight. Yeah, they've been awake since midnight last night. So if it gets to midnight tonight and they're still awake, they're going to be tired. Or they're going to have the sleepy condition. Knowing what that means as far as like it's a wits thing, you know. So do you care?
We don't know if we're actually going to be fighting.
You'd have no idea. He just
whatever it is.
I don't even recall what the guy told you, but he said if you want to see something. What did he say? If you want
to see something, a show, and then just to be safe. So
okay,
I take that as don't get caught.
That's
I'm the only one that doesn't know how to sneak.
Then you can stay awake while we sleep.
Right?
Wait. Like,
No.
so you're saying Marcus stays back at camp while we go?
No, I was.
What shall we do?
I like to sneak up to that whole, or just travel to that whole spot
Yeah.
by 9 p.m.
I say we just do it.
Yeah, you're going. Yeah, wait on.
You're gonna kill us anyway.
I
Show.
got that out of my system. I'm not trying to actively.
For now.
Yeah.
Or last week.
Only until you guys act up again. I'm not trying to.
There's so many good opportunities.
Yeah, I'm not actually trying to murder you all anymore. I mean, if it happens, I won't be sad, but I'm not trying my hardest to kill you.
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, it's just the dice. Okay.
That's what it is.
So you approach. So we're doing. So am I understanding that we all want to go where this guy told you to go, and all 4 of you are going to go, and we're going to say it's 9 o'clock in the evening?
Well, first thing I want to ask is, ask Dorian, that Galdane that told us this.
Mm-hmm.
Is he trustworthy?
No.
Because he's been riding with him, so he should know, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I was gonna say is like I don't know, but I imagine like Dorian's maybe he has heard a lot of stories and their group, especially the leader, what's her name, is like very distrustful of Zorgane or the wizard.
Psychopher.
Anyways, yeah, Zygofer, and it's like very eager to know what's going on at that place. So I don't know if I think he trusts the guy, but more so he's like eager to know what's going on.
So at this castle, it's
I
not
don't know.
Zygofer that we're hoping to see.
No,
It's
it's not
Zeratorn.
Zygofer, right? Zeratorn.
Yeah, you guys are on. When you first came to this land, his Cord riders met you out on the plains and said that you are on Zertorm's land, and he is your lord while you're here, while you're a guest on his lands. That's for sure.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's just go. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know, I guess if you wanted, we could do like a roll or something, right? To
Oh, see.
what? Yeah.
What
If we
Dorian-
trust the guy or not.
Oh.
Or you can, or we can just.
What
Galding. It's a
is
little
that
late.
going to gain us?
I don't know.
Sounds like everyone is ready to go. We're
Yeah,
gonna go.
let's just-
We're gonna go check this
I
thing
imagine
out.
it's a cliff overlooking some sort of spot. I don't know.
No. So what you see is, so it's darkness has fallen, and Amber's Peak is you are east of the whole settlement, like the road leading into Augerville and to the rider camps. That's like coming from the western approach. Like you guys were kind of coming from over here, and there's the river and there's Augerville, and that's where you guys approach from. And then Amber's Peak is set up against this mountain, a strange mountain, like a one-off mountain. It's not a whole range. It's just this one, outcropping of rock that this strange keep with the glowing lights has been built into from God knows when. It's ancient, and it's a very strange. Everything about it's strange, honestly. And so I've only ever seen it from this side, from the west, looking over to it. And this rider in Arvia of Crom's group here told you to go in at night from the east, and he had a mischievous look. And so now you guys are approaching it from the east, and there in the darkness here, you see a structure. You can tell it's part of the keep, but it's like a back part of the keep that's not facing toward Augerville or anything else. And the first level of it, the ground floor, it's a large structure. I mean, it's a keep, a castle built up into the sky. But there's like the towers, and there's two towers that come down to a base building. And the first floor, the ground floor of this building, is completely blown out and open. It's wide open. There's like bricks strewn everywhere. It's an open. It's not a sealed building at all. You guys approach this in the darkness. Do you guys? So I'll say, this is what you see, and I mean, I guess I won't say Deer can scout it with her scope because it's nighttime. But you guys get close enough, and you're quiet enough to. This is what you observe plainly. There's an open gape in this wall to this building going to a keep. What do you guys do, and how do you guys do it? Do you guys do you guys want to light your torches and get in, going in the dark? What do you want to do? Do you even want to go in?
Yeah. So how far away are we from this gaping opening to this
Say
structure?
say 200 yards.
200 yards away. Okay. And we can see this by the sheer lights of the castle, the keep, whatever.
Well, you see it from like the moonlight, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, but there is color going on that looks like it's some magical thing.
Yeah, if you recall, there's some supernatural, completely unnatural, glowing, cascading light that's red, multiple colors, mostly red though. It looks like fire is like cascading, dripping down this stone structure, completely unnatural looking. And the two peaks of the tower are the brightest spots, and as it cascades down, it gets lesser color, but it's completely unnatural. Yeah. So you see that's kind of lighting up the area too. That and the moonlight, yeah, and there's this gaping hole in the back. What do you do?
Yeah, I feel like just thinking
Leroy?
to myself, right? I don't know if we really want to go in, and what do we gain from going in there? You know,
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
Okay. Wait, how tall is this building?
It's 3 stories that you can see. I mean, there's windows at 3 different heights. So I guess the equivalent of 3 stories that you can tell.
So if we go in, we could get a height advantage for looking around.
Yes.
Oh, wait. You say if you like go in like a higher level, then
Yeah. If we go in the bottom floor and if we can make it to the top, we could look around, right?
sure. But
you
then
mean like survey the land kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I can't remember. I used to have it memorized. It's like if you're 6 feet tall, you can see 3 miles out to the horizon, and if you're 30 feet tall, you can see like 20 miles out or something. I mean, yeah, you can see the land a lot more for sure, but not a ton more.
So I mean, is I wonder. I mean, is the show or what we want to see, is this gonna happen at the castle? Do we know, or is it gonna happen down by the bridge where we saw that ritual going on? So
That's for you to find out or not.
Yeah, I know, right? Just thinking. I just feel like we'd be bringing ourselves into Ziertorm's castle uninvited, which could bring consequences. I don't know.
Was there any way you were ever going to get invited?
We could join his army and maybe kiss that rat-faced feet.
Why would we
You
want
can.
Yeah.
We would just enter in the building and then we like Ziertorm, and
Yeah, Hail
make it look
Hitler
like we
type
belong.
Yeah.
Ziertorm.
Easy on the hand motions.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I did that on purpose, thinking Ziertorm did that. I don't know.
Whoa.
Shame on you.
It means nothing. Don't insinuate. No,
Where's like the rewind button? Yeah.
edit that out.
So the party is 200 yards away from this open part of this keep here. What does the party do? What do we do?
What if I take a shot with my bow and just take a shot in there, and then just wait a
for it.
moment, see what happens?
Go for it.
What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, if there's anybody in there, they would know we're here now.
Yeah.
Why don't we let the stealthy guy, Mr. Hunter, sneak his way in there and scout it out? If you scream, we know not to go in there.
Hey guys, wait! Sure, I'll do it. I'll go. I want to sneak up there and get close to the opening and peer in and see what I can see. As stealthy as possible.
Okay. So Garrick is going to approach and look in, but not walk in.
Yeah, I want to stay in the shadows.
Right.
Not approach in. Right.
Okay. So you
stealth check.
Garrick walks in and approaches, and you see, wood crash down on a floor. It's completely dark in here. There's no light. Well, there's a faint emanating light that you can't discern exactly what the light source is, but somewhere in this, there's just walls. You see a staircase right in front of you. You don't see any movement. You don't hear anything. You smell something strange that you've not smelled before, but it's not. I'd say it doesn't trigger any kind of alarm. You just smell something that's strange, but you don't get a sense of danger from it. It's just like, what is that? So you smell something. You don't see any movement. It's dark except for this faint light from which you can't tell what. But that's all you see. And you see
emanating inside.
It's coming. You see because it's like you look in and to your right. There's you walk into what you look into is some kind of room, but there's like just debris everywhere. You can't really tell what this room was for, but you see a room, and then you see a staircase leading up from this room, and then to your right, and then there's walls. To your right, there's a doorway, and from that doorway is emanating some light, and out of only from that doorway, but it's not in that room. That doorway's open. You can see into that room that's connecting, but the light's not coming from there. It's emanating from beyond that as well. So it's somewhere deeper in this room is some sort of light source, and then everything else you see is just debris, and it's dark. You can't see anything really, but you don't hear anything. That's what you detect.
Okay. I don't see any imminent danger.
You don't see
or
anything.
Any sign of life.
There's
Yeah,
nothing.
okay,
There's
okay.
nothing moving. You don't hear like breathing or whatever, footsteps, nothing like that. It's just, from what you can tell, it's just a dark and quiet room.
Okay.
So what do you do?
So I can't see. I mean, it's just a room, and I can't see, say, through this castle or keep to the, what is it? The west, north, west side.
No. This is
Okay.
a building with rooms and doors, and yeah, you can't
Sure.
you can't see through it.
See that through. Okay. I don't want to go it alone at this point, so I'll maybe like a caca and
Oh
just
my god!
wave like, come on, guys. No. Yeah, motion the rest of my party to come with me.
It's another Fire Eagle run.
Oh god.
So does the party come up and join Garrick here at the entrance?
You guys, can reject and like, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so now the four of you are standing here, peering in, and you see what has already been described.
Does it look dark enough? I mean, besides the light that seems like it's coming from another room or whatever, does it seem like we need to like light some torches?
I mean, there's
Can we
moonlight.
proceed without?
Yeah, there's moonlight coming in from this blown out entrance. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see a fair bit. I mean, yeah, you can see a fair bit. But I mean, if you want to light so where are we going to physically be here? Do we want to enter this room or what? Because I have you all just standing outside at this wall, kind of peeking in and not walking in. Is that accurate, or what are we doing?
Let's go in.
Yeah, I say maybe everybody else could just stay outside and I could go in and just scout it out some more.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I mean, if you want to, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, it's just one more that bites the dust.
I'll guard
Yeah.
the horse.
Yeah, I got.
the horse.
Yeah.
Take care of my horse.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what
or
did
we
we
could
do
all
with
go in.
what did we do with Jag and the cart?
I'm
gonna make you guys
Go on it.
I'm gonna make you guys start paying for this somehow. What do we do?
I think
What are we doing with?
I look at the nearest tree and I put him under it.
Okay.
Time down.
yeah.
Okay.
He's back at our camp, right? Yeah.
Okay. So, well, you guys didn't set up camp. You guys just rolled in.
Oh.
You guys didn't You guys didn't do the whole thing where you set up camp and spent
That's right,
the hour. You
okay.
didn't do that. So
Delegated a spot.
okay. So we're saying that Jag and the cart are secured and tied under a tree that you found.
Yes, and I'm hanging out with them. guarding him.
Who's
Wait,
guarding
wait,
him?
What? You're not with us?
No, I'm with the horse.
So there's 3 of us?
Yeah,
Wait, what? Why
You
are
can't just
you
retract
alone?
yourself.
because it's my horse.
Yeah, but you can sneak.
Can I?
You
Yeah,
have a-
you
you
got
have a-
stealth.
You have a big
Well, then,
ass sword,
Can you
and
fight though
you-
to protect my horse?
you have a
You're
big ass.
kind of useless.
Hey, I will save the horse. I'll jump on its back and ride away valiantly.
Into the sunset.
I will retreat with honor.
You gotta learn how to sneak in this thing, like I did. So go for it, girl.
So,
All right.
so who's with us?
I'm with you guys, I guess. I mean, it's a war horse, all right? It'll
Okay.
bludgeon people to death with its hooves.
So
I would
do
say
have the horse
I
with
would
us?
say it's tied up close enough so that if anything happened, you could hear it.
Okay, well then, if that's the case, I guess I'll go.
Okay. Okay. So now the 4 of you are at the entrance. What do we do?
Let's go in. I mean,
Yeah, I'd like to go in and explore a little more, but not light a torch yet.
Okay. So no
If
torches.
I feel like
Keep it in the dark. And all
Yeah.
4 of you are going in.
we the way you're saying that just forebodes terrible things.
What do you
I like to
mean?
have my bow and
All
arrow
of you are
drawn.
going
Oh, no.
in, and none of you are going in with light. Okay.
I can get this. I'm recording this for posterity to prove that this is what you actually did. You can't
So
say
the
later.
Court of law.
Yeah, you can't. This will be used in evidence. All right. Are
Well,
we?
I mean, there's some form of light, so it can't be complete darkness in there.
Just we can't see details.
Right, but if something
Just a speck.
moves, we could spit on it.
Well,
That's always an
Maybe I
option.
should light a torch. I'll light a torch. Why not? I mean, we're in there. If there's something bad in there or whatever, it's going to sense us. So we might as well have full visibility. So I'll light a torch.
We just throw a torch in.
Ooh,
What
good
if it's
idea.
something
Do
in
that.
there that has poor visibility, and then we just lit the way?
So
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but we're outside. We have a better opportunity to fight it than stuck inside. So if we throw the torch in, we can
Yeah,
at least
Okay, all right.
put you in front of it.
okay, so now
We'll do,
we're back outside now.
Yeah, we're just on the cusp of going in. I light a torch and I toss it in there.
All right, give
See
me
what we
a
see.
torch roll.
Torch, oh. Torch roll?
Yeah.
Oh, the
In your
the
gear.
gear one.
Oops.
Okay, so you toss a torch. I'm trying to think of how to do that. Can you guys see that?
No.
The light? You guys don't see a light?
I see nothing. I only see a box that's kind of selected, but all black.
Do you guys see a map or
Yeah.
anything?
No.
Oh, you guys should be. You guys should-
Reveal your secrets.
I guess like this.
Ooh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Are we supposed to see
Well,
nearly everything?
I just put. Yeah, I mean it's dark. I mean it's not.
Okay.
It's not like that. It's not like that real time vision with shadows. It's not like that. But so
Sure.
you
No,
guys
no,
can.
that's fine.
So you guys see this room, and then you just. I'll say you threw in a torch.
Okay.
And it lit up.
Sweet.
It lit up like that. You guys can see that.
Okay. Sweet.
So now what do you do?
I'd
What you
like
see,
to,
so you see, I mean, you'll see like here, there's like debris everywhere. There's like plants overgrown. It's like you can't tell how long this building structure's been like this, but it's been a long time. I mean, there's like I said, there's overgrowth, there's destruction, there's wood, and there's plants all intertwined. Some sort of destruction. You don't know if this was an explosion that happened or what, but something blew a hole out of this wall here, and you guys can enter. From over here, from this room over here is where you see some sort of light. It's not coming from that room, but it's through that room that you see some sort of light, a reddish light.
I make sure that I have my staff ready because if something comes out of the darkness, I will Rafiki the crap out of it.
Okay.
Rafiki.
Yeah,
The Lion
the
King.
Lion King.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You saw him with his
The
staff.
baboon.
He kicked
yeah.
the crap out of all those hyenas and
Oh yeah.
whatnot.
Oh, that's awesome.
What does Dorian think about these overly cautious humans? You're muted. You're muted, sir. No.
Can you hear me?
Your Bluetooth.
Gotcha.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I want to say that Dorian is like super motivated to try to figure out what's going on, like because his group was like, their purpose was like to try to rid the world of all those beasts, and so he can't help but think that this wizard has something to do with it, and so he's eager to get in there and like figure out like what's going on.
Can we tell like what this room and all the debris?
It looked like some kind of. I mean, if you had to guess, it looked like there was long tables. You don't know if this was like some sort of reception hall, dining hall, maybe. You can't really tell. It's some sort of room, some sort of reception area is what you could. The best guess. You can't really determine more than that, especially from being outside. You can't really see. I mean, but it's dark and it's like I have said. It's like overgrown. It's been like this for a long time. This isn't recent.
Okay.
The wood and all that's on the ground is all rotted. You know, it's not like it's been there for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to enter and just keep exploring, and then maybe start heading into that room with or wherever that red light's coming from.
Yeah, I'd like to
The
sneak
red?
in.
Oh,
So
Not all red lights are bad.
if you want to,
yeah, red lights are bad. That means stop. That means get the hell out.
Maybe.
So you're all in, and now do any of you want to do a sneak?
Yes.
Okay, give me a sneak roll.
Can I
If you're doing it, okay, well, hang on again, real quick.
uneducatedly?
Sorry, hang on. If you're gonna, are you guys all trying to be sneaky as an entire party? Because remember,
because of Marcus, purely, I don't want to.
because
Yeah,
Right?
I don't want to be by myself.
if you're trying to be sneaky as the entire party, then whichever one of you is worst at it is the one who does it.
I am not
That's what we
sneaky.
see. That's what we see by Marcus's roll.
Okay, so you can push it, and if you push it, you'll take an agility hit, or you can fail. Oof. But you hurt
Barely.
yourself applied to agility. So we'll say,
Jeez.
I can cast 2 spells now.
so Marcus, so where were you guys heading? Were you guys heading up here towards the light?
Yes.
Okay,
I would
so
say yes.
so tell me, can you guys move your tokens around yourselves or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all have to stay in this room, but tell me how you put yourself where you want to be.
Who wants to lead the way? Dira, do you want to lead the way into that room?
I,
Oh no.
I'll lead the way.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, Dorian.
He can do it.
Dorian. I like to back up Dorian. Like, I don't know if there's any penalty in this game of having my longbow and an arrow cocked. You know, just ready to shoot at short range. You know what I mean?
There's range penalties, but we'll look it up later.
Is something called a volley or I don't know, something where you penalize for shooting too short a distance when you have a long range weapon.
There is that. It's like if you're like up close, it's -1. So Dorian is going to be. Do you want Dorian to be up here, like kind of at the threshold of the door?
Yeah, and I got the ram so that I can break the door down and they can police style run in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to have my knife drawn.
Okay.
just
All right. Hang on. So everyone's got their weapons out, right?
Yeah.
And you said, Garrick, you have your knife out.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone give me a insight roll.
Insight.
Can I ask a question though first? Like,
Sure.
Only after your insight.
as a dwarf, do I have better eyesight in the dark?
I don't believe so.
Okay, maybe that. I feel like that was like a Pathfinder thing.
You're
Maybe.
like a land lover
Let's see.
or a above ground guy. So maybe you want to have
Yeah. Fine. Okay. What did I need to roll?
Insight, please.
Insight. Insight. Oh, here we are. Yeah.
Push it good.
You got damage.
Oh yeah.
You have 1 damage to your wits if you put at least 1 damage to your wits if you push it. Do you want to push it or? Oh yeah. By the way, it's midnight.
Yeah.
It's midnight now,
Uh-oh.
and so Dira is sleepy and Garrick is sleepy.
You know how we got here? It's because we all stood outside this thing discussing our plan for
That's
such
okay.
a long time.
So does
hilarious.
Dorian want to push this insight roll or just fail it?
I'm pushing it.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So as you guys are making your way in, slowly, carefully stepping over the debris, all of a sudden, the light that you guys threw in a torch, and it's been sitting here on the floor burning, and it goes out, and all 4 of you turn to look why the light went out, and on the ground and all throughout the ground, all the plants that you're stepping over are now all moving.
Oh, son of a bitch.
That's beautiful. We're in some real pretty shit now.
So now you are now being attacked.
Oh.
By a strangling vine. So everyone, we'll see you later. We'll call it right there.
We'll see you later. Prepare for your death. That's awesome.
Gotta go lawnmower with my axe.
Yeah. I'm all thinking, I'm glad I have my knife out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I'm thinking, does the torch burn it? Well, apparently not. It can put out the torch. So many unanswered questions. Awesome.
Should I do the cold snap spell?
I mean, realistically,
You summon
it's not
extreme
blood.
cold within near range,
Oof.
the same zone. Everyone within the zone makes an endurance roll, becomes cold. If you fail, all water within range immediately freezes, and plants are mainly water.
Which
But
Yeah.
people are also
Sounds good.
people are also mainly water.
Yeah,
That's
but
why we do
people have
endurance.
internal heat,
That's
so
true.
we become cold.
So okay,
Warm-blooded.
I mean that's an awesome idea. And here in the rules for cold, what cold means, if you fail a roll and you become cold, cold has several effects. 1, you immediately take 1 point of damage to both wits and strength. The cold seeps into your body and makes your blood run slower to your brain, and so you're unable to think clearly. So as soon as you get cold, you immediately take 1 strength and 1 wits damage. You can even hallucinate, causing you to act irrationally. The details are up for the GM to decide. Some say that when you were close to freezing to death, you feel a strong burning sensation that can make you tear your clothes off. You must keep rolling endurance every time, and it's the same effect if you fail. So every time you do an endurance roll and fail, you take another wits and another strength damage. If your strength is broken while you're cold, you will die the next time you have to roll. You cannot recover strength or wits. Only after you have warmed up again, only by a campfire are you able to recover those attributes. So cold is a big deal. Like, Cold is a big deal in this game. There's a whole expansion pack to the north where you go up through the mountains to the Northlands, and it's this whole like Arctic tundra, and that's a whole gameplay is like the cold, and you have to keep fighting off the cold. It's a whole thing. So just so you know, I mean, this cold is no joke. Like cold, I'm not saying don't.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying like there's a whole mechanic for that. There's 4 conditions: hungry, thirsty, sleepy, and cold. Hungry is you can't recover strength. Thirsty is you can't recover any attributes. Sleepy is you can't recover wits, and cold is you start taking strength and wits damage compounding. So it's, of all the things, sleepy is the least dangerous because, I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? It's different. Like getting cold, it can hurt you fairly quickly. Anyway, so we'll say that's the end. You have awoken this, whatever the hell this thing is, and we're going to have a fight at the beginning of next session.
Oh boy!
All right. Well, how did it go with your How did it go with your character introduction? It was kind of a long build up to it. I wasn't trying to make it take that long.
I love it.
That's
cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very flavorful. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what
awesome.
did you say? Someone made a terrible joke and there was like a silence in the air. What was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
yeah.
Robert
like
about
played with stones when he was a kid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like a horrific insult to their culture. Oh yeah, I was a kid.
That was
hilarious.
it, Robert? I tried pushing a stone, but then my mom said it was time to come in.
Yeah, I tried moving some stones, but then my mom called me in for lunch.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was amazing. Like she's already like a very porcelain skin, very fair skin woman, and then like the blood drained out of her face even more when you said that. She was like it was like a death insult to her entire culture. She was like gonna like
time for lunch.
She was gonna crucify you, and then like a 5-second pause, and then Dorian out of nowhere starts busting up laughing. That was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was awesome.
All right, you guys.
Cool.
Well,
cool.
I hope it was fun. I had fun. What's that?
Yeah,
it was super fun. It was a small detail, but
yes.
Anytime I do combat, I think my token is labeled as Grimdork.
I know.
Of
I don't know why. I see that too. I don't know.
I think it's how the token is labeled, possibly.
Yeah, I see that too.
And I think maybe if you delete it and bring him over from my character, it might bring up the right name. I think if you right-click on it too, it'll show you what name it has. I forget.
For a while there, when I clicked on the PCs, your character was named Grimdork.
Here,
it's something between the PCs and token interaction.
Hang on. There.
It's not a big deal.
I found no. It always annoyed me too. I'm like, why? Because that was the name of the first character I ever made. Is just a test character to like build out the stats. I'm like, let's just call him Grimdork, and then you turn that guy into your own guy. So now he's labeled right.
Yeah.
And then,
sweet.
And George, you don't like the name Grimdork?
I could warm up to it. I don't know.
Yeah, I see all of your guys's. Here, I'll correct all your guys's. And then
is this map something you found, or is it
No, it's all part of the. It's all part of it.
I love it. Very flavorful. I love it.
It's cool.
It's awesome, and I like the fact that it's like at an angle, not just like totally square on.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
All right, well, we'll see what you guys.
So excited to continue on.
If you do, maybe you won't.
Maybe I'll freeze everyone to death.
Yeah, maybe you'll all.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll
We'll
all.
have to really think about this.
Maybe you'll all.
Joe will die from bludgeoning to the head.
Gathering wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe the rest of us go around try to light as much wood on fire before Marcus
I like
tries
the
to
idea
smell.
of fire. Yeah.
That's build a little fire around us.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it's plant life, so maybe the fire will.
The fire would kill it too.
Kill it too. Yeah.
You put out our fires. I don't know.
Oh, we do.
We know.
Awesome game, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was super fun. Good job, you guys. That was awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see you all.
Wait.
All right.
Should we do the experience?
Oh yeah. Thank you again. I always forget. Very good. Okay, so yeah, get your things out here. So did you?
Of course.
I remember the first one is, did you participate? Yes, you did. So you all get 1 XP for that. And then, did you travel through at least one hex on the game that you had not visited? Yes, so now you guys are up to 2. Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? No. Did you find a treasure? No. Did you build a stronghold function? No. Did you activate your pride or dark secret? No. Did you risk your life for another PC? No. Did you perform any kind of extraordinary action? No. So you guys got 2 XP, which isn't a lot, but, you know, it's not...
Nothing.
It's more than 0, I guess. Now, by the way, did you look over while we were all kind of... Did you decide anything you want to put toward spend your XP? If not, that's fine too.
Yeah, no. I was thinking about I wanted to upgrade my axe fighter to rank 2.
Okay, that'll
I
cost
think
you
that's
5.
like 6. Oh, 5? Okay.
It costs you 5 XP. Yeah. Or no, it costs you 10.
Well, shoot. I guess okay.
Let me yeah, let's see.
I thought it was like 3 times the rank that you wanted to
That's for
increase.
magic. That's for magic.
Oh, for magic? Okay.
Magic's expensive.
Okay. So 5?
Well, to get something, XP cost for level 5 total. No, it costs 5 for level 2. So if you want to if you want to take something to level 2, it costs you another 5. So if you want to go, you said Axe Fighter level 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go ahead and update your sheet. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do this thing where like people's sheets got messed up, like how Garrick. Because I was doing stuff on Marcus's sheet, and then when we started this game, everything was whacked out. So maybe if you guys do it and I don't touch it, then it'll get updated. So yeah, go ahead and update your sheet and spend your XP.
And then I also wanted to add a talent of Smith.
Yeah, you can do that. I'll say.
FYI, Joe, I have that talent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean, I don't think there's any harm in you taking it also, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep.
It just seems like a fitting talent for a dwarf.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still do it. I'll still do it.
Okay.
Smith. So is that like 3? Or no?
5 XP.
5 XP? Dang,
5
okay, I guess I don't understand where.
So
I thought I was reading.
I think Mike's going off kind of an expanded or altered rule
so
or something. 'Cause I think it was 3.
Go in Foundry here. Go up to the journal on the top, and then there's a drop down for Player's Handbook, and click where it says Your Adventurer, and then I'll bring up a pop-up window, and then all the way at the bottom, item 19, it says Leveling Up, and I put the cost for everything in there, and what you have to do.
Okay.
So work off of that sheet for leveling up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's some tweak stuff for that. All right, you guys. Okay. Well, that was really fun. Cool. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right, take care. See you guys next time.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.